Everybody. Father Bob at the city offices here in Victoria with Mayor Deb McMillan. And welcome, Deb,
Thank you.
to the South Campus show.
Further north today, though. In the
We
city
are
hall
off
offices.
campus, off
Yeah.
campus. We've got a beautiful view out here of Lake Steiger. Steiger, all right. Is that the German?
It is the German, I think.
Okay.
I have always told. So you got people all over Victoria who will argue with you about that, but I have always been told it's Steiger Lake. So we should maybe do an official proclamation about the way to pronounce Steiger Lake.
My experience is about half and half when I talk to people.
Yeah.
The fishing's good down at Steiger. No, it's Steiger and so on. But I'll tell you, it's beautiful, Deb, today with the trees are budding beautifully, finally.
Yeah, spring is here.
And it's actually above 40 degrees today.
I know.
That's
I
wonderful.
had the nerve to go out of my house without my jacket on
Yeah.
today.
So, Deb, tell a little bit about your family, and I know some, but and when did you come to Victoria, and why, or how did that work?
Yeah, it's kind of it's not really a great story, but my husband and I have lived here for over 35 years. We moved here, I probably got to do some math on it, but we moved here in 1985 because we bought our first house here. So Carrie and I were married in 84 in South Dakota, and we moved over here mostly for job opportunity, and just Carrie has a twin brother who lives over here, and they're very close, and the two of them have always felt better if they're together. So that was part of what kind of attracted us to Minnesota. And then we moved here and we found our first house in Victoria. And after we landed down in the old Skunk Hollow area, which you know, we had our first starter home there. And then as we started our family, we moved into a little bigger home in the same neighborhood, and then we built our house in Kelzer Pond in 1994 is when we moved in there. So we've been around Victoria a long time.
Yeah. And of course, we get into the whole conversation about how Victoria has changed since you've been here. Went from small town to we're on the map now. I'll leave it at that.
We are, and growing every day. So.
And you are the mayor of that town.
No, that seems such a funny title to me, but it's true. Yeah. I am the mayor, and I'm proud to be the mayor of this town. It's such a beautiful place.
What's it like being the mayor of the town?
It's really, I want to say it's kind of a figurehead position, and I only say it that way because we have such amazing city staff that keeps the trains running all day, every day here in the city of Victoria. So we've got this incredible staff of about 35 people that keep the streets plowed, and they're going to do it for all of us, with everybody in mind. It is probably one of the most, you really cannot be self-centered when you're thinking about a community and where you're headed.
Leadership, if it's self-centered, you're on the wrong track.
Yeah, and there's nothing more stark than when you're sitting in the mayor's seat here.
Yeah.
A lot of different opinions and personalities converge, and you have to keep them all in mind.
Yeah, this is, in terms of just a really competent staff, and it reminds me of my position as pastor at St. Victoria.
Yes, very much so.
Figurehead, whatever. It's I'm in the leadership seat. However, it's all the staff and the people who step up for ministries that make the parish what it is. It's the same, similar with the
very
the
much
city.
so. It's a great analogy.
And you get like you said, you get the privilege of being part of that, and likewise for me. But so, what drew you to nominate yourself as in the hunt for being a mayor?
I have had a great career, and a lot of my career has led me to where I am today to be the mayor. So I had, I've worked with businesses. I, worked for the Chamber of Commerce for a number of years and got to meet all the business folks and really got to interact with both local, state, and national government through that. And I just really found the process and the the process is very interesting to me about policy making and how you can really impact where you live. And so when I started to think about running for office, it was pretty much like how you would think about, am I qualified for any job? You know, what are my skills? What are my abilities? What are my talents? How do I bring those to bear in the very best way that I can, and found myself here.
Beautiful. And again, the analogy is it's kind of like making yourself available. What are my gifts? Am I being called? Yeah, a sense of call to that, and to be of service to the larger community. And then based on your background, maybe some of the things steering there, you've got business background, and then you did some work with commissions and to know the how it works from the inside, and kind of went from there.
Yeah,
Yeah.
very much so.
Wow. What do you like best about your job?
The very, very best part of my job, and I will answer it this way every time, is just the opportunity to learn what I learn every day. I mean, it's a different world, and you get to learn all kinds of different things. When you get to tour a water treatment plant, which to most people is probably not a really exciting thing to do, but when you meet up with someone whose job it is to make sure that the water is clean and things keep going, and they're very passionate about what they do, that is a really cool thing, to learn all the things that I'm learning as a mayor. And then the second thing is just the opportunity to meet the people that I've been able to meet. You know, a city is the buildings, and the community is the people, and the people are absolutely the best part, for sure.
I love that. There again, it's very similar to a parish, you know.
It is.
It's I'm learning all the time, and often about myself as I'm in a leadership position. Do you find the same is true?
Yeah. There are days when I wish I had handled things differently, or had answered something differently. And by the same token, there are some days when I'm like, I don't know that I would have had that good of an answer a few years back. So it's kind of watching yourself grow and develop along the way, too.
It's called wisdom.
Wisdom, yeah.
Pull that, like, where'd that come from? But it's your experience reflected on is wisdom. And the learning is, how would I do that differently next time? And you make a little note, but you learn as you go.
Right.
Grow into the job. I find similar.
And I find people are willing to provide a lot of grace, and that works really well for me, because I think that it's important to extend that grace to people, you know, because we're always learning. It's a journey. We don't always do it right the first time.
Bringing in a little humanity is always a good thing.
Yeah, indeed.
Yeah.
Indeed.
And Deb, you're part of our parish, and it's wonderful. I kind of see you in your personal role. Now I'm learn more about you in your leadership role as mayor, and so on. How has your faith helped you negotiate the demands of the job? And I'm sure there's many. What would you say?
Yeah, you know, faith is a part of how we lead our life, how we live our life. It's our social compact with others in how we treat people and how we take care of each other. And so I think that's really one of the main things that happen. You always bring it back to, how do you treat people? How do you take care of people? And I think that's a really important part of what your faith is about, what any faith journey is about.
Beautiful. Yeah. And that it's all interwoven, and the challenges come. It's kind of I find to reframe challenges. This is part of the process, and it's who I'm becoming in this process, and it's all good, as they say.
Yeah, it is all good. Yeah. It is all good.
Yeah. You know, I know I have my outlets to keep a balance in my life. What do you like to do for fun?
Oh my goodness, we are so fortunate. We have such a great group of we have a great social group. So we raised our kids in this amazing neighborhood, and when the kids were little, the kids would play together and the grown-ups would play together. So we have a group of people that we love to play cards with. I love games. Everybody who knows me knows I love games. Yeah. So that's a lot of what we do. You know, I make dinner every Sunday night and feed whoever shows up. So, you know, there's an open invitation. But my family comes over on Sundays, and we really like to spend that time together. But, you know, you can find us out and about in Victoria a lot, and I do enjoy that, and I do enjoy, you know, meeting the people there. But mostly it's just I like to cook, I like to hang out with my family, and we really spend a lot of good time with some
Wow.
good
I
people.
like the way you described, you got the city as the buildings, the people are the community. You just described your community.
Yeah, very much so.
Your
And we
family.
found such great people here.
Yeah.
And I always would encourage folks, go meet your neighbors, go out into the community. Don't be afraid to extend yourself and reach out and get to know somebody a little better. It's just such a fun, rewarding thing to do.
Beautiful. And at the parish, that's what we encourage people to do.
Right,
Reach out,
right.
be the face and hands.
Yes,
So,
it's been your motto for a number of years. And
yeah.
it's a good one.
It makes things come alive when you're intentional about that.
Right.
So, well, Deb, we've got one more question
Oh.
from the Magic Orange Hat, we could call
Exactly.
it. And I have not seen this question.
All right.
But
I'm going to read it.
yeah,
All
take
right.
a
It
shot.
says, name 2 people with whom you would like to spend a whole day, and what would you like to do with them? Oh my goodness. 2 people that I'd like to spend an entire day with. I think it would be fascinating, kind of going on this whole idea of government and what people in all different layers of government do. I would love to follow around Governor Tim Walz and find out what he does in a day. He's the governor of Minnesota. And then likewise, President Biden. How do you spend your day? How do you interact with people? Who do you meet with? What are the decisions that come before you in your role? I think those 2 people would be pretty fascinating to follow around. Or maybe Vice President Harris. Maybe she would be. That would be interesting to follow around.
Yeah.
So.
I like that. And my work, it might be Archbishop Hebden and Pope Francis. Or
Yeah.
what do you guys do all day?
Yeah, exactly. When
Yeah.
when you have all this staff around you, what are the things that land before on your
Yeah.
table?
Well, I can tell
on your
you,
desk?
they're not bored and you're not bored.
No.
And it's
No, if I am, it's my own fault.
Yeah,
There's always
yeah.
plenty of
That's
things
great.
to do.
Deb, it's a pleasure having you on.
Oh,
I've learned more about the city, your job. It's fascinating.
Yeah.
Appreciate your time with us.
Well, thanks for having me. It was fun for me too.
You bet. Thanks everyone for tuning in to South Show Campus, and look forward to seeing you next week. Take care. Godspeed.